They consent to jump off. Kai Lung first to show in front from Montcruze. Saratoga in between horses and the white cap is Moulin Lab, followed by Lynch's Knock. Making tracks to the first flight, it's Kai Lung the leader. Gone on by a couple of lengths to Montcruze in second, and then Lynch's Knock and Moulin Lab and Saratoga, followed by Blue Moon Boy. Casual Spring on the outside is Gain Line. They take their first flight, which they all did safely. Kai Lung in front, but only just now to Montcruze, and then Lynch's Knock and Moulin Lab, Blue Moon Boy, Saratoga, Dream to Dream and Gain Line, Casual Spring next, and then Nile Star and Muhajim. The back marker is Alberto Rose as they clear the second flight. On rising ground to the winning post first time in front is Kai Lung from Montcruze. Lynch's Knock third and fourth is Moulin Lab. They're followed by Saratoga, who disputes the fifth with Dream to Dream. 2 lengths to Gain Line, and then Blue Moon Boy and Casual Spring. Muhajim is 2 behind Nile Star and Alberto Rose. A circuit to go in race 1, the Nursery of Champions, 4-year-old only maiden hurdle. Over 2 miles in front is Kai Lung. Danny Mullins makes the bend, the length in front of stable companion Montcruze and Paul Townend on board the favourite. Third is Lynch's Knock and Jack Kennedy, with a couple of lengths to Moulin Lab in fourth, and then Saratoga and Dream to Dream. Gain Line is next, then Blue Moon Boy, Casual Spring, Muhajim, Nile Star, with the back marker Alberto Rose. A little more spaced out. Having jumped 3, it's Kai Lung, not fully relaxed as of yet, and second is Montcruze, followed by Lynch's Knock. Little is changed up front, with less than 10 furlongs to go. They're followed by Moulin Lab and Saratoga next, and then Dream to Dream and Gain Line. Continuing on towards the fourth flight, which will bring them past the halfway stage. It's Kai Lung by a length and a half to the grey Montcruze in second. Third is Lynch's Knock and then Moulin Lab. Saratoga took the flight in fifth, and then Dream to Dream. Gain Line and Blue Moon Boys, they reach halfway, and then Muhajim. Casual Spring has dropped places, and then Nile Star and Alberto Rose remains the back marker. Heading on to the 7 furlong point, and it's Kai Lung, as of yet to be headed. Montcruze fairly close in second, with 3 lengths to Lynch's Knock, and third and fourth is Moulin Lab, then Saratoga and Dream to Dream and Gain Line next. They're followed by Muhajim and Blue Moon Boy and Casual Spring, Nile Star, Alberto Rose. On to the next flight. Kai Lung, with 6 furlongs to go, leads a length. Montcruze 3 lengths back to Lynch's Knock, who popped it in third, ahead of Moulin Lab, and then Saratoga and Dream to Dream, and these break clear of the remainder. 3 left to jump. It's Kai Lung by 3/4 of a length, with 5 furlongs to go from Montcruze, closer in third, 2 lengths off them, Lynch's Knock, and then Moulin Lab, followed then by Saratoga and Dream to Dream, and then comes Gain Line. Running round the home turn with 2 flights remaining in the Nursery of Champions maiden hurdle, it's Kai Lung, closely followed by Montcruze. Improving into third is Moulin Lab. Struggling to hold position is Lynch's Knock, and passed fourth by Saratoga, in line for the final 2 flights, 2.5 furlongs to go. Kai Lung, with coming alongside Montcruze, who hit the flight very hard, and that might be a race-ending error. On the outside, Lynch's Knock digs in, then Saratoga, followed then by Moulin Lab. They race towards the final flight. Still in front is Kai Lung from Lynch's Knock and Saratoga, followed then by Montcruze. Over the final flight they go. A hill to climb now. It's Kai Lung giving generously here for Danny Mullins. Lynch's Knock second. Third is Saratoga, and then Montcruze. Less than 150 yards to go. And it is Kai Lung most determined under Danny Mullins. As they race up to the line, it is Kai Lung, and all the way winner of the opener. Lynch's Knock second, Saratoga in third.
Good start for the champion trainer here at Naas. Kai Lung's won the first. David Casey, assistant to Willie Mullins, with us now. David, 3 horses obviously to keep an eye on there, and they were all in the mix going to 2 out. What was in your mind at that stage?
Yeah, 3 nice horses. Obviously they'd been working away well, and wasn't sure whether one stood out over the other. You know, that had been working away. So just coming in and hoping that obviously one might win. You know, and that. Just happy, obviously, that we're all being competitive.
Fair effort from the horse who did come out on top, given how free he was earlier on.
Yeah.
Did he always show you a nice bit?
Yeah, he has a bit of pace from the flat. It wasn't a plan to make it, but Danny just said when he got there, Nobody seemed to want to make it, and so he thought he might settle better in front, and he settled well early, and then he was a bit gassy, but he stuck it out well. I thought it was a good performance in that ground.
What was Paul's feeling about his horse? Did he think he might have won, but for the mistake?
He didn't say. He said he still had plenty in the tank. He just said he made a bad mistake, and he accepted it after that.
Yeah, the other horse showed a bit of promise too, I thought, with the move round the turn. Do you think they'll all go on and do well?
Hopefully, I'd be hoping that they'll all go and win races, definitely.
David, plenty of chances obviously to come. What about this Limestone Lad hurdle coming up here with the two horses back after a long layoff?
Yeah, both coming back from a long break. Carbo had run some good races last year. I think the ground would be okay for him, and Kellistoir too, a nice horse. But both coming back from breaks, I think they're fit enough to do themselves justice, and hopefully they'll go and run big races.
And what about later on in the afternoon? Just pick out a couple first there. It sounds like Patrick likes the bumper horse.
Yeah, I think he's a nice horse. Love sign Danu. I think he'll go well. And the horse in the maiden hurdle, Arcadian Emperor, he ran well at Christmas in a bumper. And I think on this ground over hurdles, I think that'll suit him. I think he'll run a big race.
Lovely. David, thanks a lot. Best of luck to you.
Thanks, Gary. Thank you. Cheers.
He's done well to win it, as Kai Lung, after being very, very free in the early part of the race. Clearly a big engine in there, though obviously the complexion of the race changed significantly with that blunder. 2 from home from Moncruz. He was looming up menacingly on the outside at the time. Kai Lung has won at 6-1 in the colours of the Slaneyville Syndicate for Danny and Willie Mullins, beating Lynch's Knock, who stuck to the task well, and Saratoga has caught the eye. Now for the first time in third position. There's that error done, just lunged at it, and that was, Jerry said in commentary, game over.
It was, yeah, and even at that point Kai Lung was coming under a ride, and as you said, he's done really well because he was keen on the run up the side of the track here for Danny Mullins, but he got out in front, he wanted to make the pace, and that's what he's done, and he's found plenty, gone on again on the run to the last, and Lynch's Knock emerged as a challenger, but he's holding him on the run to the final flight, still has the edge, he jumps the final flight in front, and he maintains that advantage all the way to the line. Lynch's Knock, we know that he's got a good level of form over hurdles. He won that Academy hurdle at Leopardstown over Christmas, and he's stuck to his task well to finish second. He's never getting to Kai Lung though as well, but just always holding Saratoga for the runner-up spot.
Here we are then heading across to the final 5 furlongs or so, and even at this stage Kai Lung still not fully settled, as you can see here, taking a real grip in the first time hood today, and first run since being gelded as well. A horse who actually wore cheek pieces on the flat previously. It's kind of hard to believe looking at him there today, but Don, he's shown himself to, as I say, possess plenty of ability. Hopefully those free-going tendencies can be ironed out in time. Do you think we could be looking at a pretty smart horse if that's the case?
Yeah, we could, and he stayed well, Gary. Like, all his form obviously is on the flat. He won over 7.5 furlongs in the French provinces back in April on soft ground. His dam's a half sister to Nimble Stratus, who was a sprinter for Ger Lyons, won over 5.5 furlongs at Navan as a juvenile. So he's shown a lot of grit and willingness to keep on as well as he did up the hill here at Naas on his first run over hurdles, to see off the attentions of Lynch's Knock, who had 2 runs over hurdles under his belt. So yeah, it's a nice performance here from Kai Lung. You'd only imagine he'll improve on this as well.
Favourite just got in a little bit tight to that hurdle, Moncruz, but quickly came back on the bridle on the landing side. And what was your feeling going to 2 out, Don, as we're about to see that shuddering error once again? Would you have liked to have been on Moncruz before that?
He looked to be travelling well, didn't he? He looked to be travelling better than the horses behind him anyway, and then it was a case of whether he was going to get to Kai Lung, who was travelling well himself on the run to the final flight. Moulin Lab made a move up on the outside after making a mistake at the third last, and yeah, he wasn't helped by his stable companion's mistake at the second last flight. But here's where Lynch's Knock comes on and looks like he might go and win the race, but yeah, Kai Lung responds really well for Danny Mullins on the far side, and down to the last he's gone on again. He's probably got about a half a length or a length, well maybe, yeah, about a length of an advantage over the last, and he's extended that advantage all the way to the line. Moulin Lab has run well. He made that mistake at the third last, and then just maybe got lit up a little bit on the run around the home turn. He's kind of faded on the run up the hill, but still plenty to like about that performance. His first run since September, his first run for Willie Mullins. And Saratoga as well, yeah, McCapre's half brother, second run over hurdles. He's a winner over a mile and 6 furlongs on the flat for Aidan O'Brien. He's got a flat mark of 92, and there should be more to come from him now over hurdles too.
He's done well to stay in his feet there, Moncruz, hasn't he? And you see there Saratoga short of room going around that spur in between the final 2 flights, and a bit shorter room going to that last hurdle as well. He's definitely shaped better than the Bear result. But Kai Lung it is, who's come out on top. Lynch's knock, very likeable sort. I'm sure he'll win plenty more races. Should get his head in front in the maiden before too long. A little bit further back, promise from the debutant Gain Line, who's finished in midfield. But at the end of it all, Kai Lung is our winner.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.